Welcome to Trump Breaking News Network, your daily source for up-to-date news on the political scene of Donald Trump, his presidency, American politics and conspiracies. Please subscribe to receive notice of our daily updates. Also share with your friends and your social media. We encourage you to like our videos and give your comments.
This is TBNN.
Day after Parkland shooting, Obama made disgraceful move. Less than 24 hours after suspected shooter Nikolas Cruz gunned down 17 people at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, former President Barack Obama took to Twitter to again lecture the American people about the alleged need for more gun control in the United States. "We are grieving with Parkland. But we are not powerless. Caring for our kids is our first job. And until we can honestly say that we're doing enough to keep them safe from harm, including long overdue, common-sense gun safety laws that most Americans want, then we have to change," he tweeted Thursday afternoon. Congratulations on once again politicizing a mass shooting by issuing nonsensical pleas about the need for common-sense gun safety laws. Though you were a horrible president who stymied the economy and ginned up racial animosity, you certainly never failed to be a hack. Of course, Obama did not specify what exact actions he is calling for, or whether they would have prevented Wednesday's tragedy, as noted by the Daily Caller. The former president neglected to mention any potential solutions, likely because he already knew deep in his heart that none would have prevented the horrific tragedy that occurred Wednesday. According to the Sun-Sentinel, Cruz purchased the Smith & Wesson M&P15 rifle he used in Wednesday's shooting from Sunrise Tactical Supply in Coral Springs after successfully passing a background check. And not just any check, but one that examines criminal history and whether someone has been found to be mentally defective by a court. Attorneys representing the gun shop owner said nothing about Cruz raised a red flag, and all state and federal laws were followed, the Sun-Sentinel added. The store is owned by Michael and Lisa Morrison. Reason magazine further notes that Cruz had no criminal history and that though mass shootings are horrific, most of the policies favored by experts and the public would have done nothing to prevent this latest tragedy. True. The only possible exception might be a mental illness database, which the owners of Sunrise Tactical Supply in Coral Springs seemingly support. The Morrisons sold a lawful weapon to someone who was mentally ill, the Morrisons' attorney, Douglas Rudman, said to the Sun-Sentinel. Someone who fell through the cracks, someone who was not put into any sort of database, and someone who was essentially allowed to go unchecked before walking into this store and purchasing a firearm. While I'm sure this is an idea that Obama would support, there's just one problem: who would decide what constitutes a mental illness? Would veterans with PTSD be barred from owning guns? How about adults with ADHD? Or what about those with mild anxiety? Here are the facts. The mass shooting crisis can't be solved by just passing more laws. This epidemic, one rooted in broken families, cultural rot and bullying, is deeper than that. And considering how many mass shootings occurred during Obama's tenure in the White House, you'd think he'd have figured this out by now.
This has been the Trump Breaking News Network. Please subscribe and share to stay up to date on the latest news about our president. Be informed.